Some people think on earth that they want to have dominion for God. No, it is not the value of God that gives you dominion. It is your value. So please, when you want God to help you, think about what you are presenting, not what God is presenting.
Good day, viewers. Welcome to today's message review on exercising the dominion of your value by Reverend Chris Christian. My name is Aghalachi Esther from the Voice of Kings. Thank you for tuning in today. The first thing I want you to understand today is it is not the value of God that gives you dominion. It is your value. God's value is eternal and unquestionable. If you want the earth to respond to you, consider what you are given and its worth. In Exodus 7 verse 1, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh. That statement was about value. God conferred an identity upon Moses that elevated him beyond the ordinary. Being called a god represented Moses' value before Pharaoh. And it was that value that commanded respect, obedience, and influence. The earth is not structured to respond to holiness as much as it is to value. Holiness is great, but when it comes to influence on earth, men and system respond to human value. Believers continue to suffer every day unnecessarily because they keep presenting holiness to the earth while neglecting value. They are praying prayers that cannot produce results in the earth system because they are ignoring the very currency that the earth recognizes, which is value. Consider this. Instead of somebody to go to school and produce value for himself, he is living a life that will eventually result in an uncharted future. He ignores his value and says, I have a God that will never fail. Don't forget that while this sounds spiritual, it's a deception. What is the holiness of an unproductive man adding to the earth? How does holiness of a depraved add anything? What is God doing with it? God himself is value, and he cannot work with emptiness. As long as you are in this world, human value will always matter. Men are not promoted because they are simply holy, but because they are useful, they are valuable. Let me ask a question. Will you say Joseph was not holy? But what elevated him was not just holiness, it was the value born from vision. Daniel prayed and fasted, but what kept him in positions of influence across multiple kingdoms was the value of his excellent spirit and unmatched intelligence. Esther found favor, but what sustained her was her courage and wisdom in presenting a petition before the king. The company of valuable people is therefore very important. Do not trifle with it. Value attracts value. If you work with men who are constantly refining themselves, building themselves, and expanding their capacity, you too will rise. But if you stay in the company of people who despise growth and belittle excellence, you will remain small. Dominion is not cheap. Dominion answers to value. The earth is waiting, not just for holy men, but for valuable men who carry the excellence of God and manifest it in tangible ways. Holiness makes you a vessel God can use. Value makes you a vessel the earth and God will not ignore. Don't you know that there is a vast difference between he who God uses and he who houses God with his value? So exercise dominion by building value. Build your mind, your skills, your gifts. Don't just rely on talent. Refine your character. Deepen your wisdom. And let your life become the answer to the needs of men. That is how you command the respect of the earth. Attract the attention of kings and position yourself as a channel through which God can manifest his greatness. The link to the message I just reviewed is in the description below, and first made comment in the comment section. Thank you for watching.